I'm here at the Den Haag Summit for Accountability in the Digital Age. And one project I thought was really interesting uses big data, AI, to basically come up with a openness for a very difficult situation. What is the name of the project, Joelle?
Our nonprofit is called the Zero Abuse Project, and our AI tool is called ZeroAbuse.AI.
Yeah. And you're after abuse in the Catholic Church and to basically use technology to find it? How does it work?
Correct. We're after abuse in institutions, and we found that the most robust data set that we could find was in the Catholic Church. And what we have done is we have created this amazing database of 70 years of publicly available information of the Catholic Church in the United States. And we will take the AI once we hit MVP.
And first, the data is priest, where they were, how long they've served, and what kind of information is in there.
Correct. It's the official Catholic directory in the United States, and this is the document that the church in the U.S. has to turn into the Internal Revenue Service for their tax-exempt status. So we know it's correct, and it tells us where every priest has lived, where they've been assigned, if they're on sick leave, if they've been assigned to a chancery where there are no kids. And so it's a very robust pattern of data.
And it's how many years?
Since 1950, so coming into 70 years. Yeah.
Okay. So, and on top of that, you basically found an AI tool. With who do you work together to basically have that tool?
So we have our technological partner, Technosis, is building it for us. And when we apply the AI, what we'll be able to do is tell the AI, oh, these are the men that we know are predators because the church has told us or they've been arrested. What can you tell us, AI? And so what the AI will do is be able to discern the patterns of behavior that the institutions took once the church knew that these men were predators. Then we'll be able to take that, what we've learned, and apply it to the entire data set. And who knows what we will find at that point.
Okay. Joe Dunn, you've been a retired senator from California working with Schwarzenegger, so that must be okay. How does this not become a wall of shame and something which basically the masses decide who's going to be who's going to get a process?
Yeah, we get that question a lot. We are not going to disclose when the AI application on the prototype is done. We're not intending to ever publicly disclose the names that the AI application says that's a predator based upon how the Catholic Church treated that particular
person. I mean, he's going to give a percentage, right? 95% chance based on blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
So a high percentage will go to law enforcement in the right jurisdiction and give the information over to them. They can decide whether they're going to launch a formal investigation. As we move down the probability factor, we're wrestling with what's the ethical, legal, moral duty upon us. What do we do with the names that it generates with the lower probability? We don't have those answers yet. We're working with an international law firm on all of those questions because we want to do it appropriately, but at no time will the public have access to it. We know we want to give it access to law enforcement, academia. There may be other sectors of society that will give confidential access to it, but only when we know we can control what they do with the data.
You're going to be very careful. Okay, what's the status of the project? When are you going to have the first product available?
Well, we hope to have MVP within the next month or so, and that it's a minimum viable product, which means that it will be that
learning
functionality. Yeah. And so we hope that once we hit that point, we can then implement the AI and the teaching methodology. And from there, we'll be able to move on and really test our theories about the institutional behavior of covering up child sex abusers.
Okay. How is it funded, the project?
We have a private funder that brought us through MVP. Due to Joelle's great work, we now have several VC funds that are looking at us.
VC funds? What kind of business model is behind this?
Social venture investors who look for potential startups where it's accomplishing a social good, in this case trying to ferret out sexual predators of children out of institutions, but that can be self-sustainable at some time in the future. So we have interest from that side of kind of the marketplace in expanding beyond our minimum viable product to other institutions. And then, of course, we want to go on to the sex trafficking of children and also the production and distribution of child pornography.
Okay. And actually, I mean, so you're not really after the Catholic Church. That's a data set. You basically want to make it big.
Correct. It was just the best data set that we could find to teach the AI. But the sexual abuse of children within institutions is an epidemic problem across the world. And we see it in the United States, in the Boy Scouts, in U.S. gymnastics, in any organization whose primary mission is the serving of youth. And so if we can take what we've learned from this first data set and apply it to every institution, then we can guarantee the safety of children and future generations.
Okay. I think it's a very positive goal. How did you get involved?
We actually got involved about 2 years ago when, due to a small group of us, Joelle, myself, and two other individuals, we sat down and said, is there anything we can do with this very large data set that Joelle has already spoken about, the official Catholic directory?
Yeah.
And it was in that conversation, literally at a Starbucks in Southern California, that the project was launched. And then we found our initial funder to get us through MVP, and it's just taken off from there.
Okay. How's the ride been so far?
It's been phenomenal. I mean, we've had tremendous support. We have now forged partnerships with various UN agencies who are very interested in what we are doing, and I really think that we are on our way to making a tremendous difference in the world.
You must be also having a lot of people who are worried.
Well, you know,
Or maybe a few. Maybe a few.
if someone is worried, then they deserve to be worried. And hopefully this puts them on notice that business as usual is no longer acceptable.
No, but I don't think people who are predators themselves, but people who are worried that algorithms are going to basically decide who's guilty and that kind of stuff.
But see, that's not what we're doing. We're not determining the guilt or innocence of any particular individual. We're looking at the institutional patterns of behavior that cover up people within the institution that the institution has determined is a predator.
Okay. Good luck. Thank you very much
Thank
for
you
coming
very
to
much.
Den Haag.
Much appreciated.
That's the kind of products you come here at the Den Haag Summit of Accountability. Small steps to a better world with more accountability.